Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Mike McConville here again, Stratford, Ontario, Canada. I recently posted this photo on a Luthiers group forum in response to the question, what do you use for a workbench? I was a little bit taken aback by the firestorms. A lot of very positive comments, and some comments that were quite controversial, that are totally legit, and I intend to answer those comments and questions right now. Now, I just happen to have another ES335. It's almost identical to the 335 in that picture. One of the questions that was asked was, how are you going to be able to work on the guitar with all those straps in the way? Well, the straps are not in the way. The straps are actually gently holding the guitar in the optimum position while I do my work. And in this case, it was a fret dress at the neck junction, and then recrown, and then polish full length. So I'm doing this Les Paul right now in tandem with this 335, and as you can see, the body strap configuration is similar to that 335. So first of all, this strap on the bottom end of the body platform really serves as a hoop to sort of gently catch the guitar, and this strap goes over the horn, under the neck, and then I cinch that down, and that kind of holds the instrument firmly and safely by the body. And this leaves me complete access to the neck, because I'll be doing a fret dress on this one as well. It also needs a little touch up at the top end. Back to the 335 for a second. So you can see it's a very similar configuration here for the body straps on the 335. Same thing, the hoop on the bottom end gently catches that lower bout, and then I come up and over the upper horn, under the neck, up through the cutaway, and that holds this body in place while I work on the neck. In this case, it was a compensated nut, complete fret dress, recrown and polish. I think what may have caused a bit of confusion in that initial photograph, I had 4 straps on the guitar, and the question was, how can you do any work? You got all the straps. Well, you know something? I don't have all the straps on all the time. There are actually 5 straps that come with the TechDeck. When I'm working on the neck, the instrument is held by the body. And when I'm working on the body, well, I will strap the instrument down by the neck, flip these straps off, and this gives me complete access to the body as the instrument is held firmly and gently by its neck. That is just one example of what I do with these 5 straps that come with the unit. Okay, the other question that was asked was, who would ever hold the guitar on an angle like that? Well, you know something? I mean, if you look at the 700 videos that I've done so far, I think I can safely say that a strong 90% of those videos, this is the angle at which the guitar is held, whether I'm swapping out pickups, working on the bridge, doing any work on the nut, any fret work, refretting, fingerboard leveling, etc. And I know that Brent Miller had made a comment about the TechDeck being used for guys that are on tour, working backstage, etc., etc. Thanks for that comment, Brent. It was nice to get a sober voice amongst the vitriol that that picture seemed to generate. So it's simply a tool that makes your job quicker, safer, more versatile, and in many cases, such as this one, more accurate. This guitar was plecked by, a $125,000 pleck machine, and we corrected what the pleck machine missed. In fact, we have one customer who has a pleck machine, obviously like a super pro shop, knows exactly what he's doing, Andrew Marshall, and he bought 3 TechDecks, 2 GPS models, and then one of the XLT models you see in the other bench. Andrew's reasoning for that purchase was that he uses the TechDecks for pre and post pleck when he's setting the guitars up. Getting back to Brent's comment about this new model being used primarily by touring techs because it folds up into a case, that's what we had gathered when we first released this new product. But surprisingly, most of these units are bought by customers that are using them in their home workshop, in their music stores, and on their workbench. And the other question I need to address is somebody had said, well, if you put that on the workbench, it'd be way too high. But, really? I mean, you got to think about this for a second. If you're 5'2" or 7'9", your workbench would be adjusted accordingly. And the same goes with the TechDeck. You find a bench that works for you. So in this case, the bench is 30 5/8 of an inch from the bench surface to the floor, and then the TechDeck sits on top. That may be too short for someone who's 7 foot 9 inches tall, or it may be too high for someone who's 4 foot 11. But, you know, the bench height, you know, you make the adjustment, you make it once, and then you're good for the rest of your life. So I just wanted to put that to rest. But I will say that we've had a lot of customers from around the world that use some type of a rolling cart like this one, or just a simple Black & Decker workmate seems to work for a lot of people. That portability and storage space has really helped the TechDeck make the crossover from touring techs to pro shops, guitar builders, and guitar techs around the world. I'd also like to make a shout out to those TechDeck owners who sort of jumped to my defense after I seemed to offend someone with that initial picture. We didn't go through 7 generations of development and consultation with hundreds of touring techs, builders, and pro shops around the world to rain on your parade. This is simply a multi-adjustable workstation that allows you to switch over from a flying V to an upright bass to a bowl back guitar, arch top guitar, put it on its face, on its side, and essentially make your job safer, easier, and more efficient. The other comment that I found a little bit weird was somebody had said, no luthier worth his salt would use one of these. I'm thinking like, wait a minute. Steve Viestek, Thomas Nordic, I think that might be a good example. Is he worth his salt? Anyway, I'm not going to go there. That's why I don't sell these things. I've pulled back. I use them each and every single day and have for decades. And I produce these videos to help anyone who's doing this type of work, maybe show a couple of shortcuts and maybe show them something they haven't seen before.